I feel like doing a part two to this because I don't know, I just feel like doing it. But again, this is about the kidney infection, and Bailey and I will go into more detail about this at some point because she had experiences with this too. As I was healing, at one point I fell asleep and she was experiencing things and being told to do things, and phenomenal. It was just it was this crazy thing. And I'm trying not to say all of it because I want to talk about it with her. But we had help because we met certain people at the show. We met the producer, Heather, who is an apothecary, makes kidney teas. We met Callie and Adriana, who I'm super grateful for and thankful for because in the moment when we weren't able to get a hold of Heather. Adriana pointed us to Callie, and we went and found her and got us the tea. And then the tea started helping right away. But I started swelling because everything was draining. My body started swelling. You could feel like the organs swelling, and they drain into other parts of your body and and like fluids build up and all this. It's not fun at all. And so we did that. We got Magic Merlin oil from my friend Ruben, who uh, I bought it, or I have it before, and I gave it to my mom, and my mom uses it now. So she bought some, and we used it for the pain as a topical type of thing, and then MCT oil to help put me to sleep, so the pain wasn't keeping me up and that sort of thing. And we parked. I slept, got up in the morning, and I was actually feeling better. And then drove another 10. I mean, we didn't even make it very far. When we left the show, I told her, I was like, I'm not leaving the show without going to see the mountain. And so we left the show and thinking we were going to drive home pretty quickly, and we were like, no, we're going to see the mountain. She hadn't seen it yet. I'll figure it out type of thing. And we hiked up a little bit, and it was a really really slow go, but it was worth it. um there were Sasquatches there. There was a Yeti. I saw my first Yeti. That was awesome. I saw my first Yeti, and she was able to feel it. And there were the Lemurians and some other beings that showed up and physically presented. It was really, really cool. It was worth the pain of hiking up the mountain to get there. And I needed to walk to help drain things, which didn't really help, but did at the same time. And so we went back, followed the instructions we were being guided to do. Uh, we needed food in the middle of nowhere. There was an Olive Garden. Obviously, I don't eat Olive Garden. I haven't been to one in forever, years. I don't even remember the last time. I had even told her that. And we got some, like, I just ordered like a gluten-free pasta with olive oil and put broccoli on it. Like, I really customized it and was like, hey, can you do this so I can actually eat it? And trying to keep it low acidity, like no tomatoes and stuff. Because what it was, which I didn't explain in the other video, is I was going into the desert and I was eating more acidic foods, eating these acidic foods that, like blueberries. I didn't know blueberries were considered acidic. Blueberries, oranges, obviously, yes, but I was eating oranges, tomatoes, peanuts are considered acidic. Uh, Basically, everything I was eating that I normally eat to begin with was acidic, but normally I would be eating those things, back in the apartment. I would also be eating salad. There was a balance, but I was out of balance. I was eating all these acids because I wanted the fruits for the desert because it's hot and sweaty and got liquids in them and all that. So I was way out of balance, gave myself a kidney infection, really bad one. And uh, there were points where there were discussions about you should go to the hospital from different people. And I was like, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't care. Like, you just set me by a tree. I'm not going. Like, not going to happen. Um, and the thing is, we've been able to work on healing it without ever touching a doctor, not involved at all. And that's the other thing. Anytime I've been to one, they're like, we can't find anything wrong with you. There's nothing here. Or they diagnose it wrong. And it takes like years to figure out why they diagnosed it wrong, type of thing. So I don't trust that system anyway. But I'm in this healing phase, which is kind of beautiful because it's like forcing me to relax and not do anything. And I was doing stuff all weekend and realized too that I was transmuting energy, which was aggravating it because people were walking in, and when they'd walk in, it would flare. It was the craziest thing when the room when people were out of the workshops and went into the vendor room and a bunch of people were around, it would flare up and get really antagonized. And I was like, what is going on? Because I've never been this cleansed, high vibrational, etc. at a show. Because years ago when I was doing Comic Cons, I wasn't in this space. And then uh yeah, just the whole point. I know I'm kind of rambling, but the whole point being that we can heal ourselves by listening to spirit and intuition and doing the things that are natural, more natural anyway, in community. And how I'm just super grateful for all the community, because without that community, without Heather's Apothecary, Ruben's Oils, without those they're connected to help us point us to those things, and the ability to connect with intuitives who felt I was in pain, never said a word, and there's more on this story, but never said a word to us about it, but knew when they felt it. And I remember the moment that I looked into the one's eyes and could hear them telepathically saying, like, I know you're hurt. And then they show up astrally at night and start working on you. It's like the coolest thing ever, and telling you what to do and all that. But I'm in this space right now where I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'm loving it. There are Sasquatches outside right now. There are ships, and I asked them to give me a few days to rest and relax. And things are better. Uh, it was swollen earlier. I was able to stay in some AC and comfort for the day and relax and lay down. And now I'm going to kind of just take the next day or two and relax and work on the diet and letting it flush, because it feels like it's just flushing right now. There hasn't been as much pain and the swelling is going down, which is good. But now I know what it is. So now I can speak on it, how we healed it, what it is, and how not to do it in the future. But the biggest thing was the whole acidity. Acidity is not good for us. And the thing is, a lot of the foods we eat, we don't know are acidic. I started looking at the list, and I'm sitting there on the car ride home telling Bailey, like, oh my God, this is acidic, this is acidic, this is acidic. And we're like, that's everything I eat. It's raw for the most part, vegan and that. But a lot of that stuff is still on the acid side. And there are things there that like you wouldn't think of, like peanuts, bananas, when they're not right, when they're not perfectly ripe. Bananas switch, flip-flop. I didn't know that. Um, so the push to eat more alkaline is a complicated thing, and to eat healthier for our pH balance. But it's just interesting because I'm learning about that and I'll be speaking on it more. I'm running out of time. I love you all. Uh, like I said, I'm healing and you'll see more content coming soon. Love you. Grateful for all of you.